Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Mr. Flatface, the man of many faces and even more opinions, and I always have an opinion when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 edition. This video is going to be more of a use your imagination kind of video, but we'll get into that in a second. First, as always, thank you for all the support on the channel, the subscriptions, the comments, the likes, especially the comments. I really like the really long comments that you guys leave where you guys really get your opinion across and your thought process. I enjoy that because it really allows me to kind of see where you guys are at, see if I'm wrong, see if I'm right, see if we are in the middle, or you guys bring up good points a lot of the times too. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit there and read the first two lines and give you a reply. I read your entire comment and then I base my reply off that comment. So I'm happy you guys really feel like you guys can leave the long comments here. It's great. I love it. Keep it up. Now, we're playing on Greenberg Hotel, probably one of my least favorite maps in this game. I don't like a lot of the maps, but this one's one of the ones I really don't like. I really get frustrated with this map. But we pop off and we deal with some turtles. If you are new to the COD community or you don't know what turtling means, it means putting a riot shield on your back and not using it as a riot shield purpose. It's just on your back to defend you from behind. I always say if you do good with a riot shield on your back, you're only half as good as you think you are. What I mean by that is if a riot shield's on your back, you're not able to be shot from behind, which means that you don't have to think about it. And a person who doesn't wear a riot shield on their back has to think about it. So if they do better than you, they're just simply better than you. But that's my opinion. That's my salty opinion. And take it or leave it. That's my opinion on it. If you wear a riot shield on your back and you don't use it as a riot shield, you're only half as good as you think you are. But I know how to deal with them. And the way I deal with them is I'll run right at them, straight at them. So they go, I'm going to shield bash this idiot. And the second they go to shield bash, you jump, you spin, and you shoot them in the back. They die before they can kill you. I've been dealing with riot shields this way since Modern Warfare 2, the original, and all the way through till now. It's the same exact thing I've been doing the entire time. It works for me. It might work for you. You'll see me do it a few times in this video, so give it a shot. If you use a riot shield, I'm sorry, you are one of the worst people in a COD lobby. That and the knifer guy who runs at, the speed of light, because that makes sense. But as I said, we're going to be using our imagination in this video, and we're going to be trying to imagine things. This video isn't so much of a I'm upset or I need to rant video. It's more of a what if they did this kind of video. It's more of an excited video. So if you're looking for a rant, that's not going to be this one. This is more of a I wonder if they did that, how much better it would be kind of thing. So I'm scrolling through Twitter like I don't normally do because I barely use that platform. And that has nothing to do with the Elon Musk takeover or any of the political stuff that's going on there. I could care less about any of that. Life's too short to sit here and argue about some guy who has billions of dollars buying Twitter. And it's definitely too short to argue about a blue check mark that means absolutely nothing to no one. Oh, but Mr. Flatface, it helps you get verified and allows people to know that it's really you. And how come I can't have one? I'm really me, and I'm really tweeting. I'm really on there. I can't have one. I have to have a certain amount of followers or subscribers or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what the threshold is. All I know is I don't have one, nor do I care to have one. I'm sitting there scrolling through Twitter, and I happen to come across this post. Here it is on screen. And it says, what if Warzone had a nighttime mode? What if? What if Warzone, the free-to-play game mode, didn't get new content before the multiplayer game? You know, the one that people actually paid for. What if multiplayer had a night mode? Imagine how much sicker these maps would be if there was a nighttime game mode. Oh, but it'll increase camping. Yeah, it will, but it'll increase camping for everybody, not just the campers. Rushers won't be able to rush because there's going to be so many more dark corners. And as a rusher, it pains me to say it, but I kind of think that's cool. Take Tier 1, where it's supposed to be this realistic mode, right? We're going to use that as our basis, the mode that you're seeing on screen right now. Tier 1's no mini-map, it's no hit markers, it's nothing. You just go in with your raw skill and see what happens. And then add nighttime game modes. Night vision goggles, thermal scopes, lasers. It would be incredible. Even a map like this map, Greenberg Hotel. Super stale, super dry in multiplayer. This map often devolves into people fighting over the side of the map that we are currently on, the C side of the map if you're playing Domination. The side of the map that has the big road and then the giant galley. Pretty much every time you play on this map, that's going to be the region you fight in. If you took this map right here and you turned it into a night mode, oh my god. You'd be tactically clearing corners. You'd be up on the catwalk actually looking into the lobby with some general purpose other than using the catwalk to connect you to the kitchen. It would be insane. And to be honest with you, all these maps would feel a lot cooler at nighttime. Except for the race car map. Make that daytime and have no race cars. The race seems to be at night in the game, so just in the day, no race cars driving around. And then also now, instead of us having these deafening cars at nighttime on the race car map, instead we have a normal sounding map without the race cars at nighttime. And you can fill the garage spaces with said race cars that are no longer racing. But if you delve a little deeper into this rendering and this concept of a nighttime Warzone mode / DMZ, which I do think it should be in DMZ. DMZ would be so cool with it being nighttime mode. I don't really care for Warzone. Warzone's never been my forefront. I've never really played it. I liked Rebirth Island. But to the people that like Warzone, Rebirth Island wasn't a battle royale. So take it as you will. It is what it is. I don't really care if Warzone gets an update ever. DMZ mode, though, is pretty fun. I think it'd be even cooler at nighttime. I do agree with that. But if you delve a little deeper, one of the comments says they need to add weather systems. And that got me thinking, what if they added weather systems into the Call of Duty multiplayer maps? Now, hear me out. You're playing border crossing, and then it gets hit by a missile. Dynamic leveling, right? The side of the map gets hit by a missile. Once that happens, it now opens a path underneath the map, allowing you to fight underneath the map and taking a different traversal route to the back side of the map where the border crossing building is. Now, that's not whether it's a missile, but I couldn't think of a weather system that would be attacking the border. So we're going to use a different map as a second example to try to explain what I'm saying. Hydroelectric Dam, Zargawa Hydroelectric Dam, right? Has the underwater passages where you can swim around the map and you can connect yourself to different regions of the map underwater. Oh no, here comes an earthquake. It broke the dam. Now the water is leaking out of the dam. That leaking water then empties out those caverns that are underneath the hydroelectric map. Now, instead of having to swim under there and maybe use a pistol to get a kill, you can now run full tilt, full speed, and have full-on dynamic gunfights underneath the map. That just sounds amazing to me. Like, that sounds incredible. Now, Call of Duty hasn't really been ever big on dynamic maps, but I think if they added features like that right now, that would change the entire multiplayer experience. Now, with anything, there's going to be people that hate it. There's going to be people that love it. But I think a nighttime game mode would change a lot of these maps for the better. These maps are too big, they play too slow, and they're too campy. At least give us a reason to camp and move slowly around your giant maps. And most of the time when I play, these games go to the time limit. Not the score limit, the time limit. So if you lowered the score in nighttime game mode, let's say you take TDM from 100 to 50, and you made it an incredibly tactical gameplay experience, it'd be a lot of fun. Yes, you're going to have rushes. Yes, you're going to have people that don't want to play the game the way that the game mode's intended. That's been the case for forever. Go play a domination mode and see how many people are, in quotations, grinding camos. Go play Hardpoint and see how many people are grinding camos. Your game modes are already ruined, so you might as well make a completely tactical game mode. Lean into it. Lean into that realism. You know, instead of constantly leaning away from it, lean into it. Have a whole list of kill streaks that only work at night. For instance, have a flare that goes up and lights up the map for 10-15 seconds. That's a real thing that exists. Have night vision goggles that you can pull down and work your way around the map while seeing at night. Give a reason to the thermal scope. Having a nighttime game mode would be insane. And all they have to do is make a completely nighttime game mode. And that's going to be pretty much where the real tactical players are going to go. And then just put it in the rotation in regular game modes. And you play domination in the day 1 second, and the next second you're at night. And that would allow the people that don't want to play it have somewhere to go. What I mean by that is the people that don't want to play nighttime mode as a tactical move around the map existence can instead go and experience it in full rush mode in, let's call it the casual normal game mode, where you play daytime and nighttime. And adding weather effects, rain would be nice. It would allow us to muffle our footsteps or travel in between thunderstrikes. On the desert maps, have a bit of a sandstorm blow in. That would be pretty cool too. All of a sudden now the snipers are eliminated for a little section of the map. And instead of them just camping the entire game, now they've lost their sight lines for the next minute and a half. It would force changes in the gameplay that would be good, rather than trying to force changes in the gameplay through skill-based matchmaking. It would make the game a lot more fun, a lot more dynamic if we were experiencing it the way that the weather made us experience it. The thought of fighting in the rain on that Farm 18 map sounds so cool. The thought of the water being drained out of the hydroelectric dam sounds so cool. The thought of a missile striking the side of the border crossing, which is clearly in chaos anyways, and opening up a path underneath sounds so cool. I don't know if you guys have ever played Nuketown back in the day. At the end of the map, they used to have a missile that would launch into the sky and actually explode, changing the map. Instead of having it happen at the end of the game, have it happen at the beginning or the middle. You can even do something like make that one map with all the broken buildings on it. At the start of the game, it's a normal map. And then all of a sudden, like a big storm blows through and destroys all these buildings, giving a reason for the buildings to be destroyed if you haven't played campaign. I sit here excited about a thought of something that will never happen, but dynamic leveling would be so cool in Call of Duty. With Battlefield 2042 being as absolutely pathetic as it was as a release, Call of Duty could really step in and take the shoes of Battlefield and bring over a giant group of Battlefield players by adding dynamic leveling. Not leveling as in a person's skill level, levels as in the leveling of a map, where real world actions could have consequences. Maybe on Hydroelectric, somebody can do a set Easter egg where they can open the dams and flood it. Kind of like in Battlefield when you could blow up the dam and flood the map. These are just concepts I thought. I want to know your comments down below. What do you guys think? What do you think would make the game cooler? Not in a complaining kind of way. What do you think would enhance the gaming experience? Until then, I've been your host, Mr. Flatface, the man of many faces and even more opinions, and I always have an opinion when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 edition. Please consider subscribing, maybe hit that like button, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and happy holidays. It's December, baby. Later, guys.